Wait a minute. Yes. So machine learning techniques. So I think so all of you know about these techniques. Uh, Here I am going to give three parts. That is first machine learning. What is machine learning? An introduction about the machine learning. And next part is some mathematical background behind this machine learning techniques. And some techniques. I'm going to explain some clustering and the classification techniques in machine learning. Right. So this is the three way I'm going to handle now. And finally, if time permits, I have some application in the machine learning techniques, right? With Python. Python, we'll see. And additionally, I am going to give some detail about that performance analysis of these machine learning techniques. Right. So machine learning, that is learning is past learn from the past experience. So why we need that experience? We want to improve our learning or improve our learn things, right? That is why we need that previous experience or past experience. That is learning. So we want to do that. We want to do that process in the computer program. That is called machine learning. And the concept of learning is the learning improve with the experience at some task, that is improve over task T and with respect of performance measure P based on experience. So this is the concept of intermediate. The people are joining intermediate very right. Why machine learning? Why we need machine learning? So we know. So nowadays we have data, plenty of data are available in the cloud or internet. If we want to do some process and process using some techniques or some methods based on our applications, right? So develop system that can automatically adapt and customize themselves to individual user, that is personalized news or filter something else, and discover knowledge from that is that data mining concept, and the ability to mimic a human and a replacement certain motor task which requires some intelligence like recognition of handwritten or recognition of face, something else. Now, so now, so we need the large number of data, that is big data or datas. So large number of data, we want to do some process that easily do that process and increasing computational power. Some applications of MLAs, image processing, computer vision, marketing, and the diagnosis, medical, speech, ways, and e-commerce, even e-commerce, medical. So many applications are available in that machine learning. So, so these are all some pre-processing when we are going to do that process machine learning. So this is the process, the process steps of machine learning. That is, uh, is so first we have that is problem, our real world problem. So this is our input device, that is input, so source of input, and so this part is under this part is pre-processing part. So when we are going to do some process, whether clustering or the classification or some other process, we want to do pre-process. The pre-process is filtering. Normally, we say that that is remove the noise. So we know, so you know the noise is so many noise or so many methods are available. So filtering a Gaussian noise, something is nice is there. So we want to remove that noise, and after that we want to feature extract. Feature extract is already known. So feature extraction is extracting the feature from the original data. We want to collect some information from the data, and finally we want to select that features, which feature we want to adapt particular our application. So which feature we want to do for particular our application or optimize that feature selection. So up to this part is feature extraction, and after doing this process, we want to give this data to that modeling, which model we are going to do process. So we want to give that data to this model. So we want to build that model, or if already available, so you can give the data. So here normally we'll do that. Suppose if we take the classification application, so you will do that training and the testing process. Training and the testing process. Some percentages are there. So all of you, these details are these information already with that. And finally, the validate that data or validate that model and the result analysis. So this is normally the learning, machine learning algorithm will do. First, the data, we are collecting the data, and we are going to process that data, that is pre-process the data, and next these data will give to this that is model, that is the classification, the recursion model, or the clustering model, and validation, the finally result analysis. So this is the machine learning, entire machine learning process will do. But if you take as already in the morning, the Subhashini madam told that, so this part is will reduce in the deep learning process. So this is our example, with an example, the email server, and so collect the information, a number of recipient, size of messages, number of attachment, and the number of responses in the information. So this process will. So learning algorithms. So the plenty of learning algorithms are available. Uh, that is this algorithm will explain in the R programming, or Orange, or Python, or MATLAB itself, right? So we may use. So other tasks are, so normally we do the classification and the clustering. If you take image or text or audio or speech, so normally we do these things. So if you take the classification, supervision learning and supervision, these are all no. So these are all normally we'll do the software. So all of you know the familiar with the Vega tool. So it's a very good tool. So all the data, all the information we do, all the algorithm will run in that Vega tool. So after this, so some introduction about the machine learning. So these topics. So these topics I'm going to cover. Uh, Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. That is the difference. And so these will do in the mathematical, mathematical background, mathematical in that machine learning, and next the machine learning techniques, and finally the performance metrics in the machine learning. So these will I'm going to cover, if time permits, we will do in the Python also. So machine learning. So supervisor learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So supervisor learning is data with label, and this is without label and state and the action. So based on the state, will action will do. That here the supervision learning, the classification methods, that is logistic recursion, naive Bayes classifier, uh, k nearest neighbor, and support vector machine. For recursion, so this with label data with the label, the recursion linear, rigid recursion, ordinary least mean square, and stepwise recursion. Data without labeling, that is unsupervised learning, that is clustering. Normally, the clustering is the unsupervised learning, and EM model, that is Videx GMM. So turned out in the unsupervised learning. And so these are all some reinforcement learnings. So artificial intelligence, it's a machine, right? So it's work like a human. That is creating intelligent machines that work with the work or react with the like a human. If it and the machine learning, so so we want to do that implement from this machine that is artificial intelligence. That is methods. So which method we are going to use. So and deep learning is the subset of machine learning algorithm. Uh, that is so this is advance of this machine learning. Its comparison is it's a more layers, right? So higher layer. So more number of layers. The computational complexity may be vary. And next one is feature space and feature vector. So this is very fundamental one. So when we collect that features, if we are going to use one signal, suppose audio signal, I want to classify that signal. I'm giving input. Suppose I'm having that signals are voice, that is male voice and female voice, 100 number of male voice and female voice. First of all, I'm going to extract the features. So extract the features, and that time, so we use these fundamental formulas, we use that one. So feature vectors are, so these are some feature vectors in this graph, that is 1 1, 2 1, 4 3 and 5 4. So these vectors, it's a two-dimensional feature space, and these numbers, that is x1, x2, x3 are the single dimensional vectors, and normally we calculate based on this Euclidean distance formula. So these and all you know already, it's a fundamental mathematical formula. So you have simply you have to substitute the value and find the distance of this one, and easily we'll get the feature of particular area. So this is one example. I am taking the one example of this equivalent distance x1, x1, y1 are the coordinate of one point, and this is another point, and the d is the distance between these two. And so I substitute that value. So I substitute that value into this equivalent distance formula. Will get the that is that p and q, that is distance is the root of 2 units. Next, classification techniques. So the classification is what is classification? So classification is the categories, the set of values there. So you have to categorize the classes based on the our applications. That class may be that is binary classification or multi classification. It's a based on the our applications. So using this classification technique, we want to classify the data. So normally, right? So this is binary classification. This is multi classification. based on our algorithm, based on our application, we'll do either binary classification or multi-classification. So categorize the data with label. So you with label, we can the categorize the categorize the classes. So these are all the classification techniques, that is support vector machine, DNN, that is deep neural network, convolution neural network, that is one day or 2 days it's we'll see in the next couple of days these techniques, that is the deep learning techniques. And next, the clustering techniques. So the classification is that the categorize the process of categorize the data. So here the grouping the data, the data we group into separate or one group or two group or multi group based on the applications. So divide that group. So it's solved by some techniques. So K means algorithm, EM, GMM, and auto associative neural network. So here, so this is the group. So based on the application, based on the these techniques, we group the either group A or B something. And next fundamental is mean and variance. So this is one example, the height of the particular height of the particular class. Suppose you take student, right? The classes. So we want to find the mean and that is variance of this example. So you know this is the mu of the mu is formula is summation of x divided by n. So this is the mean, that is average, and the variance is sigma square is the variance of this one 72.889, and the mean is 165.9, and of course the sigma is the standard deviation. So mean and mean and the variance is the singular value, that is one single value, that is it's a scalar. And next mean vector and covariance. So mean vectors and covariance is, that is two value. Here the weight based on the height, weight and based on the height. Right. So here, so here that thing, if you take single value, we found mean and variance. Here we are having two value, that is weight and height. Weight and height. We want to find mean vector and covariance. So mean vector. So mean, already we know, already we discussed the previous slide, mean. So the mean of height and that is mean of weight. So we get this mean vector and covariance. So this is the formula for covariance. So this is covariance, the formula for covariance. So already 1 divided by 10 data and 165, 78, and corresponding this value, mu value, corresponding mu value, multiply by, and again this value and mu value, and whole power transpose, like that up to final value, up to 178 and 59 this value. So you have to multiply with this mean vector, and corresponding each value you will get the covariance is like that. So this is two. Right. So if you take more than one value, so if you take more than one value, you take mean vector and covariance. And then the next one is normalization. So this one normally we'll do in the pre-processing. So normalize the data. So we want to convert it into this value. This value we want to convert it into -1 to. So all the value. So all the values is converted into -1 to 0, 1. That is up to this value we want to convert, and we'll do the further process because. Yes, next one is linearly separable and inseparable problems. So here this is the linearly separable and this is linearly inseparable. So normally these separable problem will do in the SVM support vector method. We'll see. So linearly we want to separate using that hyperplane. So using the hyperplane, we separate that and we divide that two classes. So this is the linearly inseparable problem. So linearly inseparable uh, problem. So recursion, the classification and the clustering. So recursion is the predict the continuous valued output, and the classification is the discrete number of values. The classification data is categorized under different label according to some parameter. And the clustering is the partitioning data or grouping the data. The goal is to split up the data into such a way that the points in the single cluster are very similar and the points in different clusters are different. It determines grouping among the unlabeled data. So this is the labeled data based on the labeled data. So here unlabeled data. So here the recursion is normally the prediction and some statistical model, the statistical formula we can use. Suppose if we take the person income the A, so using that if you take a high weight, so if you're giving the input is weight, so automatically it will calculate the height of that particular person. So recursion models. So it is a mathematical equation that describes the relationship between one or more inputs, that is inputs that is x1, x2 or to d, and the single output is y. There are two recursion, one is linear recursion, another one is logistic recursion. So linear is normal linear straight line equation. It's a simple recursion model that gives a straight line relationship between two variables is called linear recursion model. And a simple recursion model include only two variables. One is independent, another one is dependent. We'll see. So this is the normal equation of this one. Y is equal to a plus bx. Y is equal to a plus bx. So this is the dependent variable, and this is the constant term. So here it is the slope and the independent variable. So there are two variables already. Last slide I told you there are two variables. One is independent, another one is dependent variable. So y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable. So this is the formula for the normal straight line equation. Y dash is equal to a0 plus b1 x1, that is it has single input variables and two input variables. So these are all t number of, that is n number of input variables. So based on our application we'll see. And the plotting of 1D recursion equation is so. So the concept is, so this is the slope of this straight line, and here is 0, that is 0, 50, and here is 10 and 100. So here this is the equation is y dash equal to 50 plus 5x. It's change the based on change in the y. The slope is b1. So this is one example. Yes. So the example is height and weight of particular person. Uh, so height of the person. So this is the height of the person. This is the weight of the person, and multiplication of these two, and the square of this height, and the summation of this value, and the summation of weight, and the summation of xy, and the summation of x square, and the x days and the y days, you know that. And so this is the
Ryan Fish is done cleaning, maybe 2 hours.
So this is the equation for that one. So you have to substitute this. Already we found that value here. So you have to substitute so all the values into this equation. The slope of b and the y-intercept of a0 is formula, and these values fit into this formula. So if you do this formula, I think yes. So this is the formula. So all the values, so found to simplify that value and answers, and you have to substitute this value here. Suppose if I am giving the height, automatically it will find the weight of that person. So prediction. So using that prediction. So next one is logistic recursion. So logistic recursion, it is a linearly, it's a linear model. It's a logistic model. It's a two dimension. It's a single dimension. It's on that is more than one dimension. You have to use this logistic recursion. Where we have to use this logistic recursion. So the output is maybe more than one. That is binomial or multinomial and ordinary. Wait a minute. Right. So here, so in linear, we want to give one input and one output. Here, we want to give more than one output. We'll get that based on our input. So that is the target. That is the final output is, it's a two possible outputs, either 0 or 1, or this one, win or lose, or pass or fail, depends on our application, or male or female, or pass or fail, right? So it depends on our applications. So there is a polynomial, that is the binary value, and this is output for that one. So when you finally will get output either this or that. And multinomial, the target is 3 or more possible type which are not added. That is, so either this is A versus this is B versus this is C. And this is more than 3 ordinal. It deals with dark value with order categories. For example, set of source can categorize poor, very poor, depends. So this type of application, we have to use that recursion, that is logistic recursions. Yes. So this is the clear picture of the difference between linear and logistic recursion. they predict how y exceeds 0 and y. It is lies in the, that is within that within that x and y. Yes, so this is the example of this logistic recursion. So these are all height of height value and weight value, and sex or sex is either 0 or 1. One is for male and the 0 is for female. So it depends on the output input. We'll get this, either this one or that one, right? So this is one example. I am having a example program. We'll see in the experiment part. The next part is K means clustering algorithm. So, clustering algorithm. So this is the normal algorithm. Normal algorithm here. So the main thing is here we found the centroid point. So that centroid point is the K means, right? So based on the centroid, we found that other values. Let's find the centroid and the distance of each one. That's all. This is the K means, and so this is the flow diagram of K means clustering algorithm. And the first one is start and initialize the centroid, that is K means vector, and compute distance between each feature vector to all centroid. So that how to find the distance already we see in the Euclidean distance, simple Euclidean distance. So that is why I explained in the previously the mathematical for this one. Yes. So compute distance between each feature vectors to all centroids. So find the centroid for each group. And I will show you the example. Assign each feature vector to any one of centroid based on the minimum equivalent distance. First find the that centroid and find the distance, and finally we'll get the minimum equivalent distance, and re-estimate the centroid. If this is centroid is final, we'll do that is end the process. Otherwise, we'll find the again these steps. Yes. So this is the clearly mentioned. So this is the centroid, and finding the distance of each, finding the distance. So this one group and this one group and this one group. So find the distance of each group, and finally we'll get these centroid points of this one. And so how to find these? How to find these minimum centroid? So that is minimum equivalent distance. We want to do more iterations. So based on the iteration, we'll get the which one is best one or which one is minimum distance. We will not get a single iteration. We will not get a final solution in the single iteration. We want to do so many iterations. So it depends on the iteration, we'll get the minimum distance and centroid points. This is on the visual representation of that clustering. Yes, I actually this is this clustering. So we have separate data, so that these are original data, right? So we want to group that data. That is cluster that data. How it will cluster? As already told. So we found the centroid and the Euclidean distance. So based on that, we found that that clustering. And here the some iterations. So after completed some iterations, see here the iteration will run. So after that, you will get after some iteration, you will get the final separation or final group of this clustering. Yes. So these all red dots are finding the centroid and that equilibrium minimum equilibrium distance. Where we'll get that minimum distance, right? So after getting that minimum distance and find that this is A group and this is B group, we'll get. So here it take 18 iteration. It take it's complete that process. Next one is Gaussian mixer model. It's based on the that clustering technique, GMM. That is unsupervised learning. So this is it's this Gaussian mixer model. It's based on the expectation algorithm. That is expectation maximization. That is EM algorithm. Under this, what is that? Under the clustering technique. So instead of using this distance, instead of using that in clustering, we want to find that distance, right? So that is equal distance. So instead of using the distance based model, we will now use the distribution based model. So this Gaussian mixer model is under this picture. So this Gaussian mixer model is assume that there are certain number of Gaussian distribution. So certain number of Gaussian distribution and each of this distribution respect a cluster. So here the cluster is based on the distribution of values. Hence the Gaussian mixer model tends to group of data point belong to single distribution together. So there it is in normal clustering we want to do that minimum distance. Here using that distribution of value. So this Gaussian model, the Gaussian mixer model or probabilistic model and use the soft clustering approach for distribution the point of each different clusters. It's as already told you, it is a EM model, statistical algorithm for finding the right model to parameters. So how it will the distribution will do? The distribution will do based on the expectation maximum, that is EM model. We typically use EM when data is missing value, the other words when data is incomplete. That is E step and EM is that is EM maximize and expectation and maximization is that is E is a step the available data used to estimate the value of missing variable, and M step is based on the estimated values generated in E step, and the complete data used to update the data parameters. Next, support vector machine. So support vector machine. So this is the supervised learning algorithm. So classification algorithm. So here we want to find optimal hyperplane. Optimal hyperplane. So based on that hyperplane, yes. So hyperplane and the marginal value. Hyperplane or this is hyperplane. So this is the margin. So this is the margin. So yes, we'll see. So method based on the learning, learning is there are several learning models, are namely association rule based, ensemble methods, deep learning based, clustering methods, recursion analysis based, Bayesian model, dimensionality reduction based, instant based, and kernel methods. So these are all some learning methods for SVM algorithm. So here we are going to see that kernel based method. So this is already we see the linear inseparable and linear separable. So this is we are unable to the class by the datas, right? The inseparable, that is model. So this is here easily we can separable. So this is one data and this is one data. So we want to separate these, easily we can separate. If unable to do these separates, right, we want to go higher dimensional. We want to go higher dimensional space. So here inseparable, we converted into linearly separable because of this higher dimensional, isn't it? So based on some mathematical calculation, we want to split like this. After that, we found easily in that using hyperplane or marginal, automatically we can do, right? So this value map into this. So the support vectors are training feature vectors that define the optimal separating hyperplane. Yes. Yes, so this is input. We want to convert it into like this, and after that we separate or classify the data. Yes, support vectors are used to find hyperplane between two classes for n class classification problem. N SVMs to be trained. So this is some examples. So here with you can easily understand what is SVM. So this is input space, you know, right? So we converted into this one. Now we want to see what is support vector and what is margin. If you take this problem, you take this problem. So this is the hyperplane. The center point is hyperplane. So this is the margin. So this one is margin. How to find that margin? So the best support vector is based on this margin. So this so so the this that is this margin. This margin is a support vector. How to find the optimal support vector? The distance between these two. Suppose if large distance margin, it is a better one. It is a better one. Here, this is the small margin. So here we can draw so many margin. So you can draw so many margin like this one, like this one margin, and this one margin, and or like this. So many margin we can draw, but we need that optimal one. We need that optimal one. Which one is optimal one? How to find that optimal feature? Sorry, optimal that is uh, optimal margin. So how to find the optimal margin? So here the distance between two margin. We want to find two. That is, suppose if we take two classes, a class A, B. So we have to do one separate center point hyperplane, and next two what is that two margin, that is two support vector. So these points, see this point, and this point. So these are a support vector for this. It is a better one, right? If you take this one, you take this picture. So here they draw so many lines. So here also M1, M2 like that. I draw here or no. So like that. So this is the linearly inseparable. So this is converted into like this. So this is the linearly inseparable. We converted into higher dimensional model. So here the clearly mentioned. So here the clearly mentioned. Yes. So margin, that is a hyperplane. So this is the two margin, and the support vector is so which one is lies in that point or the class. That class is called a support vector. And so we are that is some kernel polynomial and a sigmoidal and a Voisin model method. So this is the formula for kernel one, polynomial, sigmoidal and Voisin. So here where x here where x is the input feature vector and y is the support vector. Y is the support vector. Here I give some example. That is example of using polynomial kernel. Polynomial kernel. So formula this one is, so this is the formula for polynomial. So expand, and I expand this one, and yes, you substitute value and you will get that one. Yes. So with this, that is machine learning techniques is over. Next, we'll see the performance metrics for machine learning and deep learning. Already, yes. So normally, if you take the classification model, we use these confusion matrix. Without confusion matrix, can't able to do correct solution. I think so. So my point of view, and yes. So this is the confusion matrix. So here the predicted and actual value is negative and positive, and this is the point. This is the point, and A is the number of correct prediction in the instance. Here, number of correct prediction in the negative instance, and B is the number of incorrect. B is the number of incorrect prediction that instant in the positive, and C is the number of incorrect prediction that on instant negative, and finally the D is the positive 100%. D is the number of correct prediction that instant in the prediction. And so these are all some fundamental formula for that one. True positive, that is so this formula I'm taken from this table. So if you clear with this table, we easily do these four formulas. Normally in classification problem, normally we do this these performance metrics. True positive rate, that is TP, true positive, that is TP is equal to D divided by C plus D. That is D and CD. D divided by C plus D. C plus and C plus and D. And the false positive, B divided by A plus B. False positive FP is B plus A plus B plus A plus D. This is the fast FP, and true negative A is A divided by A plus B, and finally false negative C divided by C plus D. And these are all some fundamental or normally use that classification problem. Uh, ROC, that is a receiver operating characteristics curve, TPR, FPR. So TPR is positive correctly classified, that divided by total positives. FPR is negative incorrectly classified, and total negatives. False rejection rate, false acceptance rate, and genuine rate. So these are all here. We'll get some the graphical information from this. the graphical information will get output. If we do that research work or some work, we'll do this problem. And next sum. So these normally the people are used. If scope, normally these are all used. Recall, precision, sensitivity, specificity, and accuracy. So accuracy is number of correctly classified results divided by total number of classified results. Number of correctly and total number of classified results into multiplied by 100. So next, so I'm going to short about the Python for ML. Already, Raghupati sir mentioned that packages used for image processing. Here I'm going to give some speech processing or audio processing for some tools for that one. So these are all normal packages used for machine learning techniques, image processing, speech processing, and deep learning. So after installing your Python, some other environment, you can use these packages, OpenCV Python, Skykit for image. For speech processing, you may use SciPy, Wave.io, Librosa. The domain wise, you can use this one. Normally, for machine learning, deep learning, use scikit-learn, TensorFlow, Keras, Pandas, and NumPy. NumPy, these packages from this website. So, Sir already morning told that. And this is installation of Anaconda. So simply you can download and install the Anaconda. Just next. And after installing, you may use these packages and these that is 7,500 open source packages are available. So you may use. So for Python IDE, you may use Jupyter or Jupyter Notebook or Jupyter Lab or Spider or PyCharm. Depends on the your wish. You can use anyone. So after installation, just you can download from the website. Just Google it. Google it for Anaconda for Windows or Python. So if you want to install in the Python, you have some command is there. You can use that command and so after installation of Anaconda, so Anaconda prompt, you can install these packages like this. So this is a command pipe install, right? So you can use pipe command for installing these packages. So here, but I used Google Colab. I'm having some experiment, linear recursion, logistic recursion, SVM and the clustering. I'm having some examples. I will show you and just run it and show that. So I worked in that Google Colab. So I think you know that Google Colab. It's everything is available in that Google Colab. So you should know that GPU and the process at all only you can see. Otherwise, all the packages almost available in that one. So the Google Colab is based on the Jupyter notebook, that is a Jupyter environment like that. So you can use that Google Colab. Implementation part, wait a minute. Yes, so implementation part. So
And now I'll just go ahead and run a few commands to configure.
yes, so this is um, for implementation of linear recursion. So and Welling, here import the packages for that one and load the. So this is steps for that one, right? So you work out that one and so import the packages and load the training and the testing data and create the model and test and finally we found the message. So based on I'm having the code. So these examples already we see, right? So based on the height, if I am giving some height value, it will calculate weight of the person. It's a linear prediction. So here, so this is the importing packages for the machine learning or this one. So here the data that is data I have taken from the internet, import from the internet, and I imported like a CSV file and train the data. So NP packages, using NP packages, I train the data and create the model and test one and I calculate the error of this one. So here so we want to here we found these that is what is that performance, that is error calculation and coefficients and all we'll see. And so this is my input. So this is my input. If I am giving 173, I got 70. I got 70 because I train these values, 9 values, right? And these values. So training, after training this value, I tested through this value. 173, I think intermediate of this one. So here 167, 7, 167.6 and in between the value is 70 and the coefficients and intercept is, so this is the value of 1 and mean square error is 0.11. Error is very minimum 0.1. So this is what we'll get after compiled this program. Right, first you have to give input. First if you are using Anaconda, you can install all the packages. If you are using that Google Colab, no need to install. It's available in the internet. So automatically you take, just you have to mention this package's name itself. Yes. So finally you will get this is the result part. So I am checking the value and we will get the final answers. Next one is implementation of logistic recursion. So same process here. So there is a linear here there. There we'll get one input and one output. Here there we are giving the multiple. So this is the packages. We import the packages and load training and testing data. So here we'll do the process and here the performance measures. So two input height and weight. Based on the height and weight, we'll get the result. Yes. So here, so imported the value and So not value packages, inputted the packages and reading the input data that is as a CSV file and training data using this one and create the model here, create the model and calculate the results. Calculate the results, prediction of that. Here, so here the input, this is the input data and 20 data I am taken. That is height, weight, and sex. And so this is the result after compare that one. So test the data. So I'm giving this 173 and 70. The input is two input. One second. Okay.
Please stay on the line. Invite patient number.
Yes. So here, sorry. So here, logistic recursion, so height and weight. Here I am giving two input, that is height and weight. So based on that height and weight, it predict the either male or female and find the coefficients, error and intercepts like that. So this is another input. So this is the program. And next one is we are going to see the clustering methods. So here the data is taken from the very familiar data. So all of you know this about the when we are doing the image processing research work, you know these three images, Setosa, Versica, and Virginica. Here, so here. So I'm taken three classes that number of samples per class is 50, totally 150. That is four dimensional sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width for each images, each classes. And this is the input value. I take the input value. So here I want to cluster and I want to classify the data. Yes, if the names, the target is 0 Setasa and one if one is Vesinica, Vesini and Virginica. So so like that. So the steps for this K-means clustering. So input the same like previous example. So import the packages and data, load the data, and build the model and get the result. So here implementation of k-means clustering. So here packages, I'm insert the iris data, just load iris data, automatically it taken from the internet, right? So here I'm using three clusters, that is three images. So we build that cluster, and we are going to plot that graph, right? Correct. So here we found the centroid. So already we here the main is we found the centroid and cluster that group. So cluster that group. And next one is GMM, same. Uh, so here also same loading, training and testing. So here I am taking the same iris that is image data. So here I am taken 80 and 60, that is training and testing. Uh, Based on your application, you may choose the training and the testing. Depends on the so some of people taken 70 30, some people taken 60 40, and some people's taken 50 and 50, 50 training and 50 testing. You may choose your code, but we need the better result for that, better classification or a better clustering for that one. That accuracy is the main for that one, right? Or we compare that. So suppose we will do in the research papers, we'll do the comparison for if we take 80 and 20, what is the result? Suppose I'm taking 70 to 30, what is the result? So we can take which partition is will get more accuracy. We get that split 80 or 20 or 70 or 30 or 60 or 40. And so this is the each model, GMM model, and finally the SVM. Same example I'm taken here. I'm taken kernel based. Same process. Package, load, and build that. Here I found that it is a performance measure. We'll get. I'm getting the result from that. What is that? Confusion matrix. So find the precision, recall, accuracy, F score, and finally confusion matrix for that one. Hello.
Completed.
So finally, I will get the confusion matrix. So this is the result for that one. The total number of support vectors 38, and I am getting these values. Precision, recall, accuracy, and head score for this one. So now I'm going to show you that Python coding here. Wait a minute. So I want to show the demo of that one. Already I worked out. Just I run it and show you what is that.